everyone, and last time we did a video like this, I had an awful mic.
You did, yeah. It was terrible.
And I'm talking about the WoW prediction video we did back 5 months ago, no, Jack? 5.
Wow. We've come a long way since then.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, Yeah, it's been an interesting ride, shall we say?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the whole point of this video is we're going to look back at our predictions, aren't we? I haven't looked.
I've looked back at predictions. I know what mine were, and I'm amazing. I'm not really. I'm not. But we've made sure Jack hasn't looked at them, and I'm going to reveal them to him as we go and see how he feels on them as we stand.
It's going to be interesting.
As we all know, I'm always right about my predictions, so everything I'm going to say, I was spot on about. Like my bold prediction.
I think you were right, like, once.
I've been a few times, actually.
Fluked. Caught it in a fix. Right. Go on.
Right, so I'm going to start with mine, because I know mine. I'm going to get Jack to react to it, and then we'll go and surprise him.
Oh, yeah.
So, first of all, we start off with our constructor predictions for the top 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My top 3 was Red Bull 3rd, Mercedes 2nd,
yeah,
and Ferrari 1st. Now, I'd like to say, right now, I reckon my Red Bull one is going to be spot on.
Do you know what? Yeah, I'm going to back you up on that. I think a lot of people might actually back you up on that. Yeah. Red Bull aren't going to be first. Ain't going to happen.
I think if they had a better teammate there, obviously get rid of Max and throw someone else in, they might have a chance.
Yeah. It's not going to happen now. We all thought it might have happened going into the mid-season break, but it hasn't happened. So,
no, I think if that meeting with Perez went different, I think he'd be out. But fair play to him, he's got talking power. Second for Mercedes, though, I wish I'd picked McLaren.
Yeah, I don't know what you're being so kind to my team. Thank you, Josh.
Well, I think my reason it was like last year. McLaren always start slow or mid and then get better.
Yeah.
Whereas they got better a lot earlier this year.
Yeah, very quickly, actually. It was Miami, wasn't it? Where they ended up obviously getting a race win quite early on in the season.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think, it's one to watch. Obviously, I think, this is something we'll look back at the end of the season and probably sit there and go, well, we got that wrong, or we got that right. We don't know. But
this is just a mid-season review, so you never know. Yeah. I might still be right come mid-season. Well, this one isn't going to be right. I mean, by the end of the season, Ferrari ain't going to be first, are they? Come on.
No chance.
No.
Probably.
That was way
maybe
off.
Second. Could be fourth. Could be that bad.
I'm thinking 4th. Yeah, that was way off.
Interesting. Be interesting. But no, it's just not bad. It wasn't a bad prediction. It wasn't a bad way to go. At the beginning of the season, it wasn't a bad way to look at it.
Yeah. Now, it's time to blindside Jack.
Uh-oh.
You ready?
No.
Well, Jack, your 3rd place was Ferrari.
Might be close.
It's actually, you know what?
It's not a bad shout.
It's not a bad shout. I'll give you that one.
Yeah.
2nd place.
Yeah.
You had Mercedes. You were being hopeful. Considering how bad you've been.
Yeah, of course I'm being hopeful, yeah.
And you're a generic little boy. Because you went Red Bull first.
I'm going to be wrong, I think.
Yeah. I'm have to say this. You're going to be wrong.
We don't know that yet, though. This is the thing. There's still another, half of a season almost. It could happen. You don't know. Perez might come back after the summer break and, finish 4th.
What? Perez is going to become prime Michael Schumacher?
He's going to need to be, but I know. You never know. The mid-season break does seem to sort of help some people more than others.
I mean, Dan did come back and get a win when he was with McLaren after his mid-season break.
There we go, then.
It ain't happening.
You never know. It's just one of them. I'm probably wrong in the sense of how high up maybe I put Ferrari definitely. I think maybe they might be more fourth. I think McLaren are going to be second, probably more like first, if it carries on the way that it's going.
If I could update them, which we're not going to do because they are predictions, that's what we're going to stand by.
Yep.
I would have put McLaren, Mercedes, Ferrari.
Yeah, I think that's probably not the worst of choices. I think if I was changing mine and had the ability to change it, I think I'd probably go McLaren first. I'd be hopeful and keep Mercedes second. I'm going for a Red Bull third. I don't think Ferrari have got enough in them to be able to claim that third place. I think they're going to end up fourth.
I just think Perez is the big downside to them. I think that it makes them look the second best team which they are right now to the sixth or fifth.
Yeah, true. It's hard to call it. It is really hard to call it at the minute. I think, it'll be the same like trying to call it for the 2026 season. We're not going to know. It was too tricky. Oh, good. There you go. Audi first. Never know.
No.
But it's just one of them. It's a bit tricky. I think next year will be easier to predict because they're not going to make as many advancements. They're not going to want to because they're going to want to be putting everything into the
No, most of the progress now will stagnate by the end of the season. I think 2025 will be very interesting.
I think it'll be a lot based on a lot of what's gone on this year. I think we'll see how the year progresses. Max is probably bound to win the championship, if I'm being honest. I don't see it being different.
Piastri's come out and said McLaren are focusing on constructors, not Norris, this year. So,
I mean, that's fair enough. Might as well go for the thing that's more obtainable. Whilst Perez has been as bad as he has been. No offense, Perez. Again,
I feel like all we do is Perez bash. Let's stop it, please.
Hey, there will be at least one video where we don't need to bash Perez. Just the one.
True. Right. Yeah. Speaking of bashing Perez, let's get to our top 3 drivers.
Okay.
That sounded wrong. I apologise. Right. So, we'll start with me.
Okay.
So, my top 3 drivers was Charles in third. I was being hopeful, British hopeful. I was going Lewis second. And I had Max first.
Right,
again, considering I'm wearing a McLaren t-shirt, my support for McLaren was not there at the start of the season, apparently.
True. I think, do you know what? If we look at it and we go off of, Max is probably going to be first. I think he's going to finish first. I think it will be kind of close to an extent. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Probably closer than it has been for a little bit. Maybe not 2021 close, but just a little bit closer. But I do think that Lewis, if he carries on, might not be far off second, third. I think probably more third.
I think everyone behind Max is fighting for second.
Yeah. Yeah, and, well, everyone other than he who shall not be named. To be fair, I do think it's probably about 7th, 6th upwards that are fighting for second.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anyone behind that, and unfortunately, that probably does mean Russell, and that will mean
Stroll.
Perez. Oh, Stroll's obviously fighting for it. He's first place. He's actually first in the constructors. It says Stroll, and then just who cares afterwards.
Stroll, and then each bloody constructor after just spells who cares.
Yeah, literally.
I'm editing that.
Well, yeah, Daddy bought in the entire constructors, so it's fine. Sorry, cheap shot. Anyway, but I think it's not a bad shout. Not a bad shout.
Right, let's get away from cheap shots and let the line side you again. So, your top 3 for the drivers.
Yep.
Apparently, I had more support for your team this year because you had Lewis third.
There you go. I'm calling it as I see it. There you go. Lewis third. I'll take
you had Charles second.
Oh, okay. That's not happening. Yeah.
And Max first.
Yeah.
Why do I have more support for your team than you do?
To be fair, I think Lewis being third does seem right. I think third, fourth seems possible.
I
It
don't
seems
care.
possible. I think I might actually be right on that one. Charles being second is
Yeah.
probably completely wrong. It's probably miles off of where he could be,
Unfortunately, yeah.
unless something happens over the summer holiday, and then I say summer holiday over the summer holiday, and he comes back a rejuvenated man. You never know. But right now, I think you're probably looking at Norris. I say probably you are. You're looking at Norris to finish second. I think all the pressure's on him.
Yeah. I think it was going to get second. Yeah, second. So second place will go to Norris probably.
Not Norris, no.
No. It's not no wins anymore.
No, it's true. He's got one. So technically
Lando,
speaking, no wins is correct because he's only got one. He hasn't got two. Cheap shot.
Dear Lord, help me, guys. I am looking for a new co-host. If you'd like to join me anywhere.
No, to be fair, I think right now seems okay. I would swap Leclerc out, put Norris in there. I think I probably won't be actually that far off.
I love that none of us were hopeful for McLaren.
I think we both looked at it and were thinking, okay, well, they take a while to get into it.
Yeah.
Based it off last season and whatnot, and went, okay, they took a while to get in. And I think, weirdly enough, I'm sure we probably said that.
We did. I even said it when I did a prediction. I said, because I was nipping tuck between McLaren and Mercedes being third. I said the only reason was I thought they were going to catch up too late. That's what I actually said in the video. I will splice the footage of my off of my here.
Sorry about that.
It sounds okay nowadays. We're all good.
It sounds better. Yeah.
Right. So, this is the part that's interesting.
Is it though?
This was the wild predictions. We even named the video after wild predictions.
Go on then.
I mean, my first one was generic, but you know what? It panned out because Lando won a race.
Hey, there we go.
I mean, I think we all predicted it, but that was a prediction. I got it right. I'm taking it. Bye-bye.
Well, I don't know if it was more of a prediction or just hopeful from you, but it was right. You got Miami. He should have had a few more.
Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that one.
No, should have had a few more. But anyway.
My second one, I thought was a shot in the dark, but I thought, you know what? I'm going for it.
Go on then.
And this is going to pan out, I think.
Go on then.
My prediction was Perez to be outscored by all the big teams. So, both drivers from Mercedes, both drivers from Ferrari, both drivers from McLaren, and Max would outscore him. He currently stands in 8th, if I'm right, in the Drivers' Championship. I
think, yeah, he is. Behind him is Alonso.
Unless Russell's disqualifications just ruin that. I will double check and post here. But yeah, I think by the end of the season that's going to be correct. I'm not trying to be cocky, I don't see a change, and he's always behind the rest of them. He started second and finished behind all of them. It would have been all of them if Russell didn't get disqualified.
I think, yeah. Do you know what? Funny enough, there is possibility he is 7th. But yeah, it's just, yeah, it's worrying the fact that they've kept him, and the likelihood is they'll keep him again next year. To be fair, he brings big sponsorship, and they need him to be able to give some money back for the cars that he's wrecked this season. So that's what it'll be.
Wow, okay, Red Bull, we do like you. I do apologise.
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And the wildest prediction I had, which actually caught you off guard in our original video.
Okay.
It was Sargent to be sacked mid-season and replaced by Antonelli. Right. I was a bit too ambitious, but my Antonelli shout kind of wasn't wrong here. Because everything points to him joining Mercedes next season. Everything.
So right about him coming in, yeah.
I called at least something good here. I'm not saying... I think it was probably a bit too much. But I called Antonelli coming to F1 before anyone else did. So I'd like to take that, please. And I apologise if I sound cocky. Don't mean to. I'm just kind of proud of it.
To be fair, yeah, I think I remember us talking about it, and you said about Antonelli, and I when you originally said it before we actually shot, you said about Antonelli. I went, who? I actually had to look him up. I didn't know who he was. I wasn't really into F2 at that point, but you're you're not a million miles off the mark there. I think he is going to come. Oh, he will probably be in the sport next year.
Yeah.
It would have been better if Antonelli could have probably come in through Williams, but Williams seemed to be sort of stepping away from that partnership a little tiny bit. And obviously, have brought Signs in, which, do you know what? Fair play to them.
I can't blame him for that. Signs is an amazing acquisition.
It is, yeah, and it shows where they want to go. I think Williams want to start becoming their own team, which is, fair play. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Do it. But Anthony will probably be a driver for Mercedes next year. I don't see it going any other way.
I've got it.
Go on.
Mazepin returns to F1 with Mercedes.
Wild prediction for next year. That could be interesting. Well, it'd be great to have him at the back of the pack, stopping Max from getting away. So
spin into him every race.
Spin into him, yeah. To be fair, there was a lot of support. We put a tweet out the other day, or threads or whatever, wherever you may have seen it, about who would you bring back into F1. A lot of people wanted to bring Latifi back, so why not?
So, let me ignore Jack for a second.
There we go.
Cue stuff here. Right. So, as I've ignored Jack for a second, we are going to get into Jack's wild predictions.
Oh dear.
The winners wild man or worthy? Because your first one was Singapore gets cancelled.
Oh, yeah. I remember why I did that, though. Yeah, there was a lot of issue around it, wasn't there?
At the time, I could see why I did it. I mean, I was kind of on board with it.
Yeah, I went off a lot of geopolitical unrest and a lot of and there was a lot of rumours that it could end up being cancelled, and I just kind of went, do you know what? Sounds like something that could happen. Those were my predictions. Obviously, it hasn't panned out that way. Fair enough. I was wrong.
You go wrong every once in a while, but I'm proud to say, out of your 3 predictions, there is at least 1 correct. Your second prediction was Lewis wins multiple races.
I called it.
You are very lucky.
I called it. You heard it here first. It was me.
You got it by luck.
Yeah, I mean, true. And it depends. If it was only for half the season, then yeah, it was by luck. If it wasn't, then I think he probably could win again.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I could see it happening again. I don't know where. At the minute, probably Brazil. It wouldn't be a surprise.
That is his track.
Yeah, it is his track. He owns it. He is the lord of that area. Literally.
He's not only Sir, he's a lord now. So he's a Sir of Great Britain and a lord of Brazil.
Yeah, he owns that track. It's his. It's his land. He tells everybody to get off.
Okay.
Hey, the Brazilians would probably give him that land if he asked for it.
That is true, to be fair.
There we go. So it is his. He may not have asked for it yet, but it is his. Okay, go on. That was my third.
Let's just single out a country there. Okay, so... and the wildest prediction of them all.
Go on then.
Danny to replace Perez mid-season.
Was that close? That close?
If that meeting went some other way... I don't think you were a million miles off. I think you were a couple of sentences wrong on that meeting for Perez to be replaced.
To be fair, if we look back at Red Bull and their mid-season sackings and hirings, they have done it quite late on into the break. So there is still a teeny, tiny possibility that it might not happen.
Yeah.
You never know. No.
Look, the rumour was going around after Spa that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Danny had a meeting with Christian Horner and Lauren Mekies. Picture here.
Mm-hmm.
And after that meeting, he was in every interview smiling his head off. He was cheerful as Larry. I feel like if it would be announced, it would have been announced by now.
Yeah, true. Unless there's a possibility that it could be that he's been told that he's got the seat for next season. Could. You never know. You never know.
They don't want to lose Liam Lawson, and the only way to do that is to promote Daniel Yuki. It's never going to happen to Yuki.
As soon as Perez gets sacked at the end of the season, Danny comes in and Liam Lawson goes to V-Carb. I think
So
launching
maybe
to the card makes more sense.
So what we might actually see mid-season after the summer break is Liam Lawson gets announced for RB, and then towards the end of the season, Danny gets announced for Red Bull.
Well, yeah, it's a good way to like not mess things up, I suppose, really, isn't it? So
Yeah, because Danny will know he's going to Red Bull.
Yeah.
And then Liam knows he's got to see for next season. Do you think it'll annoy Izuki?
True, but as we
So maybe that's why they released the Red Bull one till later, so they don't annoy Yuki.
Yeah, I think as you discussed, I think actually is that Yuki's a little bit too hot-headed.
Yeah,
just a little bit too much,
and
you've already got someone in the seat who is just a teeny tiny little bit massively hot-headed.
Look, he was just sleep deprived for his 3 AM gaming session. Leave him alone.
Hey, he's told them to go away with that, so it's fine.
Look, no one can stop talking about it, so I'm going to keep on talking about it. I'm going to defend the guy. Do your gaming max because it brings out the best in you, and by that I means someone else wins.
Hey.
No, but hey, you know what? Max do as Max does until he actually starts costing them races. Don't stop Max from doing what he does. He is driving that car off its wheels at the minute.
Yeah, if it's his way of calming down to do whatever it is that he needs to do, just leave the man alone.
Yeah.
It's what we do to calm down sometimes. Gamers.
And speaking of gamers, that is the end of our WoW predictions. I don't know why that's speaking of gamers, but it is speaking of gamers.
Why not? Yeah, that was it. It was interesting to relive it.
So, I believe that, you know what, I know it's only mid-season review of it. We're not a million miles off most of the constructors or drivers.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to get at least another one of those WoW predictions correct. And your one is basically done so.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Singapore's not cancelled.
I think maybe Perez is definitely
the Perez Danny Rick one could happen, but it's not mid-season, so like I'd said. But it could still happen at some point. Who knows?
Maybe I'll give you half point if it happens later in the season.
Oh, thanks. Means I win. Whoop.
No. I'll get them 2 points and the winning Perez outscored.
Yeah, you got a point. Fair enough.
Aha! Right, this video's going off deep end, so I think that's the perfect time to end it.
It is, yeah. Alright, okay, well, we'll leave it there, and we will see you soon with a video.
Yeah, baby.
Get him off.
That's the new outro. That's the new outro.
Get the outro in. Get the outro in. We don't want him there anymore.
Never. There's never an outro anymore. This is what you look at for the rest of your life.
It is what it is. All right. Bye then.
Bye.